Welcome dear student. Today we will continue with the lesson number 8 of class 9, that is useful and harmful microbes. So student, we have already covered two parts of this lesson, and this is the third part of this lesson of class 9. So let's begin. Let's revise about the previous two videos. So student, in this chapter we have to study about the useful and harmful microorganisms. So in previous two videos we have covered the useful types of microorganism. So out of which first we have covered in first video, that is lactobacilli bacteria, and second is rhizobium bacteria, which is also called as a symbiotic bacteria. And in today's video we are going to learn about yeast, right? So let's learn about it. Alright students, you can see yummy food items on the screen, right? So to bake these yummicious food items we required this type of material, that is active dry yeast. So today we shall learn about detailed information about yeast. Let's learn. Yeast. So this is a microscopic structure of a yeast cell, in which you can observe the oval and rounded cells of a yeast. So yeast are the eukaryotic single-celled microorganisms classified as members of the fungus kingdom with 1500 different species in existence. So student, these are the eukaryotic, that means single cell with a nucleus and protoplasm, single cell microorganism, and this belongs to kingdom fungus. And there are 15 different species are present. And cells of yeast are oval in shape. So alongside picture you can observe the oval shape cells of a yeast, and some of those cells may have small round bodies attached to them. That means to oval shaped bodies of the yeast cell, some rounded small rounded bodies are attached. Student, you can clearly observe in the picture, and these bodies are called as daughter cell. That means newly formed cell which is attached to the oval cell, it is called as a daughter cells. And these are new daughter cells of yeast in the process of formation. That means in the process of further development, these daughter cells are present. So this is again a microscopic structure of a yeast cell, in which you can observe the four labeling. First is a bud. Again I have told you in the previous slide only we have seen that daughter cells, okay, which is attached to the oval shaped cell. So the daughter cell is nothing but a bud. That means a newly developing cell, it is called as a bud. And you can observe the brown colored cell wall, nucleus, blue colored nucleus, and cytoplasm. So this is a basic structure of a yeast cell. Now here student, here we can see the asexual reproduction in the yeast. Now what is it? So the asexual reproduction is a process in which new organisms are developed without involving male and female gametes. So this is basically a sexual reproduction. So in the yeast cell you can observe the four stages of, in second picture you can observe the four stages of development. So from left side you can observe the first picture, that is a bud begins to form on parent cell. That means a small rounded small shape cell is growing outside from the parent cell, okay. And again arrow is given, and in the second picture, below the second picture, it is written that nucleus of the parent cell, okay. Nucleus copies and divides. That means nucleus will copy and it will divide into two, you can observe, right? And the bud receives a copy of a parent nucleus. Now again after the second arrow picture is given, and below that it is written that bud now becomes a separate daughter cell. That means after dividing and copying the nucleus, the bud becomes a separate new daughter cell. Now after the third arrow, the picture below it is written that budding produces change of a cell. That means the dividing of nucleus and dividing of a daughter cell is continue. taking place continuously, and it forms the chains of a yeast cell, chains of a new cells. Okay, so this is how the sexual reproduction takes place in the yeast. And the formation of the bud in the yeast from the parent cell, it is called as a budding. That means this method of asexual reproduction is called as a budding in yeast. Yeah, so yeast is a heterotrophic fungal microbe that grows on carbon compound. That means yeast cannot prepare its own food, and it will grow on another compound, like it will grow on chapatis, it will grow on bread, sugar, etc. Okay, so here when yeast is getting mixed with the sugar in lukewarm water, what happen? Yeast cell will grow, it will multiply. Yeast cell will grow and multiplies very quickly, and due to the carbon compound which are present into the sugar, it grows, multiplies very quickly, and in the process of obtaining nutrition, yeast cell convert the carbohydrate in that solution into alcohol and carbon dioxide, and this whole process of converting the carbohydrate into alcohol and carbon dioxide, it is called as a fermentation. Okay, so here the equation written that sugar plus yeast, it will gives us alcohol and carbon dioxide. That means carbohydrate is converting into the alcohol and carbon dioxide, and this process is called as a fermentation, right? Yeah, again this is very yummy food, right? Bread. So how is bread made? Let's see. So yeast is used to make a bread dough, and yeast feeds on the sugar contained with the dough, producing carbon dioxide and alcohol in a process called fermentation. In a previous slide only we have seen the carbohydrate which are present on the sugar, so yeast will convert them into the carbon dioxide and alcohol, and the process is called as a fermentation. And during bread making, the dough is left in a warm place. That means the temperature of the place should be highest. Okay, and the warmth causes fermentation to take place. That means here the temperature should be keep in mind while baking a bread. The place should be warmth. Okay, so here you can observe the two type dough. First is a normal dough after mixing the yeast, right? And after keeping that normal dough into the warmth place, the dough getting fermented. That means it will rises, or it will get double and triple in size. Okay, so this is basically how the bread is made, and after all this bread can be made into any shape. Okay, now process of bioremediation. So what is mean of bioremediation? So student, bioremediation is a use of microbes. That means any type of microorganism, bacteria, use of this to remove the contaminants, pollutants and toxins from which are present into the soil, water and etc. So here you can observe the injection from the orange color pipe injection. That means microbes are inserted into the soil and water to remove the contaminants and any type of pollutant or any type of toxins is there. So microbes can be removed from the soil and water or any material. Okay, so this is how the recovery shown. So microbes convert the oxygen and nutrients into the contaminants into the carbon dioxide. So here yeast can be used as a bioremediation. So yeast Yerrovia lipolytica is used to absorb the toxins released during the production of palm oil and the heavy metals and minerals released in some other industrial process. So this type of yeast, Yerrovia lipolytica, is used to absorb the toxins from the industries. Now next is Saccharomyces cerevisiae is used for absorption of pollutant arsenic. So to absorb or to reduce to remove the pollutant arsenic, which is a very dangerous type of pollutant, the Saccharomyces cerevisiae type of yeast can be used. Now oil spills in oceans are cleaned with the help of alkanivorous bacteria. So this is another type of a microbe which is used to clean the toxins and pollutant from the oceans during the oil spills. Okay, so this is how the different type of microbes or yeast are used to remove or to absorb the toxins or any type of a pollutant from the oceans or from the industries, whatever. Okay, so this is the full process of bioremediation in which different type of microbes are used. So student, I hope you all have understood this type of a microorganism like yeast very well, and next part of the lesson we can understand and we can start in our next session. A very smiling face. Thank you.